Okay, I think we're back. Well, that was a thing. For the... Oop, I am really destroying Paladin Angel because it keeps catching on my chair. I really need to figure out a workaround for that. But, hold on. Almost got it. There we go. Alright, anyway. Yeah, for the video evidence, something went terribly wrong with my laptop's Wi-Fi adapter. I have no idea what. I think it's fixed, but I also hardwired it just in case. Because, you know, rather not do that again. Anyway. I need to... post up in the Discord. I'm live. Alright. Alright, now we can get back to actual painting. Please. Let's not do that again. Headbutt my camera. Again, used all this stuff around me. Alright, so we need to pop a transfer on this pistol arm. Got the close support icon. Yep. Which actually, as I was waiting for my computer to completely restart to fix all that, I was reminding myself what this icon was technically called. Or, you know, what its designation was technically called. And it reminded me about how they're now changing in the lore the companies, like how the Space Marines structure themselves from... It used to be very structured companies and then very flexible squads. Now they're going in like the opposite direction where it's like maximum flexibility companies where you can make the companies have any squads you want. But it's very little, there's still some, but very little flexibility on the squad level. Shown in like the new Primaris units where they all choose the same gun. Yeah. Let that dry. Then micro set that probably a couple times. Maybe a Microsol. Do a Gattel, go down flat. And while we're waiting, we're gonna do some cleanup on that arm. This over here. Mostly just gotta get some white over some spots I messed up. How's everyone doing in the chat? Anyone got any awesome projects going on? Surely someone else must be hobbying right now. That seems pretty good. Yeah. Speaking of hobby projects, I was just thinking earlier, I think when I'm finished in regards to my personal army, which is Raven Guard, these White Scars are a commission. When I finish painting at my current list, which is, I have 7.5 more Vanguard Vets, 3 Eradicators, and a Storm Raven gunship. When those are done, I'm thinking I'm switching to some Terminators. I want to paint up some Tartaros Terminators. I think Tartaros Terminators. I think those. And then a Terminator Chapman. So I was thinking, I was reading it, the Storm Raven gunship earlier, and their carry capacity rules. And it was effectively 6 Terminator models and Dreadnought. I was thinking, oh, that'd be cool, you know. Come out with a Storm Raven, drop in Contemptor, 5 Relic Terminators, and a Chaplain. Just cuz. Probably not the most efficient thing, but be really cool. Throwing some lead belcher and all the metal bits on this thing. Trying to use up the lead belcher from yesterday before putting on new stuff. And I already have my Tartaros Terminators magnetized, so I'm probably just gonna paint all of the attachments. Because I really am not sure what I would use. That strategy. Probably make them melee. Maybe with also like a heavy flamer involved. I don't know. Oh, heavy flamer is more like a counter charge weapon, so maybe the auto cannon. I don't know, I'd have to go back over their rules and stratagems and stuff and figure out if I want to make them half gun or full lightning claw. Or even, get this, lightning claw power fist. Or chain fist. Lightning claw, chain fist. No, generally speaking, you're better off specializing units to be better at a particular unit, like against a particular type of enemy, rather than flexibility. And now I need more culture. pipes are always kind of annoying. Not even sure why I'm painting them right now when I should be painting the black around them first, because these pipes are raised, but I'll just go back. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna do the black now. Going that a little bit. See, I'm definitely thinking we can wrap up this guy in the stream. And even be a problem. Yep, just smeared a whole bunch of black right over the pipe. It's fine. Fine. Cool. Only null oil the metal while it's drying. We begin putting the shader on the white. Cool. It's going very speedily. For reference, this is Apothecary White Contrast. I'm using as a broad shade for the white. It's gonna give us like a shade gradient when all is said and done. Sweet, more Instagram followers. Very good. I'm gonna let the Null oil dry a little bit more and move on to the Black not the Black Templar, but the, actually, I'm just gonna do all the shading, and then I'll go back to the metal, highlight the metal, and then highlight the white. Pardon me. Yeah, it's really burpy today. Actually, I wonder if this shade's still good. Oh, it is. Nice. So, this is a 2-part Apothecary White, 2-part Black Templar. No, 2-part Apothecary White, 1-part Black Templar, 1-part Lemon Medium mixture. I'm using a size 0 sable brush to precisely get in all of those recesses. Oh, thanks, Quasar, for the follow. Hey, Quasar. How are you doing on this fine day? Paint some Ultramarines. Nice. You know, I know most people give Ultramarines a lot of crap. I actually think they're really cool. I can really dig the, not just the Roman bit, but the actually being good at administration and logistics. That's like probably the biggest part of actual warfare, and the Ultramarines do it good. What in a Ultramarine you painting? Like, what kind of model or unit or, you know, whatever it is you're doing? Specifics. I wish for specifics. Because, you know, I'm nosy like that. Okay, Primaris Apothecary. At least I'm assuming... I'm pretty sure that's what that meant. So I'm gonna manually mess with the zoom here. So not the zoom, but the focus. So it kind of stays a bit more consistent. Yes, Primaris Apothecary. I gotcha. You're good. I just, was it last week, painted a White Scars Primaris Apothecary. It's pretty fun. I should really just have all the White Scar guys on hand, seeing that I keep talking about them. I don't know why I have them on a shelf, like, on the other side of the room. Or I can paint Primaris Librarian? It has Bibble in it, so I'm assuming Librarian. Oh, yes. Okay, good. As long as I can manage to continue figuring it out, then we're good. Yeah, what I've got here is the backpack for a White Scars Assault Intercessor, which will be finished today, one way or another. Because this backpack is already almost done. I have a little bit of crap to do to the pistol arm and then the head. And we're done with this guy. I can start prepping the next guy in the line. I can answer a question if I am posed a question. Well, if my answer will be correct, that's a whole nother matter, but I can give an answer. Ah, yes, I need to shit around the little bolts on the front here. how to draw beautiful symbols on their shoulders. Okay, so you have two options there. You have transfers, which is, you know, the fast, effective, low skill method that most everyone uses at some point. I mean, I have these two here are both transfers, and how you do that is you take a transfer sheet, which you get with every single kit to get a transfer. I think as you're doing Ultramarines, I can guarantee you have more than enough Ultramarine transfers. You cut out with an X-Acto knife the little icon you want, just in a square around it, because most of it will be transparent. Use some tweezers, dip that in water, let it sit for a minute, put on a napkin, dab a little water on the shore. Ironically, I just put on a transfer. You don't have any transfers. How'd you manage to get a model without transfers? I suppose you could have been given them, or bought them secondhand. In that case, if you want to know how to, like, paint, like, the Ultramarine symbol, I could probably show you how to do that. That's not, like, horrifically complicated. It's just difficult with, this white paint sucks. But, like, I could probably paint one right on here. Just to focus back to auto. This will only take me a second, actually. And yeah, I'm gonna use this. I got a size 0 sable brush. Sable is your best bet for doing detail work like that. I'm gonna grab some white here. This isn't gonna be perfect, but it'll be serviceable. It's just gonna take you some practice. So, we want the Ultramar symbol. So, yeah, somewhat cleanish square. There are no clean squares. Alright, never mind. Do like a... Let's really zoom in on it, shall we? Okay. So, up like over here. Okay. So, we'll first get... I need, because they don't bring models to Russian by casting... Ah! That's totally fair. I gotcha. Alright, that's cool. I'm gonna get, you know, I'll use white scar. I need fresher paint. But no, I'm gonna draw the Ultramarine symbol here, or paint it. Let me help you out, my Russian brother. I can't read Russian. I'll tell you. I'm not actually Russian, or any kind of Russian. You're a hobby, brother. All right, let's see. I've never actually done the Ultramarine symbol, but if I were to try how I do it, I'd start with the two tops there. Put the other one like here. I need airbrush flow improver. It's gonna help me out here. When paint is already thin, I need it to be very controlled. Flow improver will help you massively when doing freehand. Make sure the paint goes exactly where you want it to go because it removes all of the surface tension. Now I'm gonna continue making little horizontal lines moving downward slightly to make like the blocks, right? Okay, right. So, here are my little blocks. Now, about halfway through, start drawing downward and begin curving. And kind of just fill it in effectively. And then to sharpen it up, what you do then is you actually come from the outside and paint in using the color on the actual shoulder. So like in most of your cases, that will actually be like the Macragge blue or Cantor blue or what have you. Now it'll probably take you a little bit of trial and error. Fair bit of cleanup to sharpen stuff up. This isn't like the most amazing ever. But if then I come back with... Get some Macragge blue here. Got some Macragge blue. I don't even know if Macragge blue is the correct color exactly. I've never actually painted an ultramarine. Aaron Fod blue. Well, I don't have that, so use that. I'm gonna use Macragge blue. So then there's usually like a little bit of a like it indents in a little bit, then it comes out and then it comes down. I accidentally put my Macragge blue right into the drop of flow improvers. It's like super thin. That's fine. I'm gonna sharpen up the top here. This is so thin because I screwed that up. Ah. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I've never tried any of their paints. Actually, never even heard of them. But totally fair. If that's the paint you like, go for it. The white, which basically dried up. Oh, there is a third method, by the way. So learning how to freehand it is a very big skill if you can get the hang of it. Is if you can still get casts of stuff, find shoulders with the icons you want molded onto them. Use those. White scar really does not go far, huh? Like I was saying before, a lot of the sharper details you're actually going to pick out with the cleanup round, your surrounding color. Because for some reason, or maybe this is just me, but for some reason I find it much easier to get to cut out the detail, the like the sharp lines and the little bits of stuff from the from the cleanup end of things, rather than like the actual color it's supposed to be. Yeah, not perfect. I'd say it's a pretty serviceable ultramarine icon. This here is an example of a molded on White Scars icon. This is from the White Scars Primaris upgrade pack, but you can get stuff like this from third-party vendors. You just gotta find one that's willing to, or a recaster that's that you can get sourced to your area. That's the third method. But yeah, that's how I would paint out an Ultramarines logo, and you know, you just have to take into account the curvature of it. Oh, thanks. This is a White Scars Assault Intercessor Sergeant with Plasma Pistol and Power Sword. These are all part of a commission for a bunch of very high detail White Scars. Alright, we'll zoom out. I actually have here is an example of a freehand of the Raven Guard logo. I did on this guy because I still wanted the Raven Guard symbol, even though he had the dot shoulder. So it's not that's a transfer. So it's not so is the 4. It's not impossible to do. It just takes some time, patience, practice. So yeah, now I have a Ultramarines logo on my workstation. Maybe over time I'll play around and add more icons to that, because that was pretty fun actually. All right, what's my next step here? I need to put some Microsol on this thing. Actually, we'll go back to this. We'll go back to this cam for transfer shenanigans. So yeah, I hope that helped, Quasar. If you don't have sable brushes, definitely get some sable brushes. Big deal when trying to do tiny details, or like having high control and stuff you're doing. Now that I have a bunch of them, I almost exclusively use sable brushes. Like I use synthetics for like weird stuff, like washes, or like here where I'm about to apply Actually, I probably am going to use Microsol first. Applying liquid stuff that's not needing a lot of control is the point. That's why I mostly use synthetic brushes for these days. So I got my Microsol. What Microsol does is it lightly melts down the plastic the transfer is made of, which allows it to sit much nicer on curved surfaces. Or if you put Microset is the weaker version, which is all you need for most stuff. But you do have to be careful not putting too much Microset or Sol on it, because it is an acid. And it can actually melt your paint. I've done that to myself before. I put like a whole crap load of it, and it just turned all the paint on the shoulder into goo. It's not a fun time. Devastator Squad. Nice. I do need to get one of those eventually. They're cool. For the time being, that same kind of squad that I have is, I have Hellblasters and Eradicators. I have a Hellblaster right here. With, the Assault Plasma Incinerator. I didn't land me in medium, some of these shoulders. Anyway. Alright, so now on to... Actually, I need to put some Microsol on this other one. I realize it's some ripples on it. Okay. That was just a quick thing. I move on to highlighting the metal bits on the backpack, on this backpack. So I need to change my focus to hold at about this. About there. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. I have to put in the Black Templar black lining. So all these trenches on these white scars, like these things. Here a little bit. There we go. It's more comfortable. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to those big ones for my size 1. Now I'm gonna go and do these smaller ones. Whatever. Got Blade Guard. Blade Guard are awesome. Keep watching me. Eventually I'm gonna hit some White Scars Blade Guard. Got 3 of those and a Blade Guard Veteran I have to do for these White Scars. Wait, what did I say? Did I say Blade Guard Veteran? I meant Blade Guard Ancient. The flag bearer that's actually a skeleton on a stick. So size 1, do the large punches on top, and then we get to highlighting the, wait, why am I putting the paint away? Alright. Alright. On to the highlighting I keep mentioning and never actually getting to. Get my size 0 again with some line breaker. Oh, have a good one, Quasar. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for the follow. Hope to see you soon. Okay, that one came out. But you're not gonna see much of that one because that came out pretty messy. A little bit better. Yeah. Man. Alright. I like highlighting done. Check the transfers. What's this guy doing? Appears to be dry. Appears to be reasonably smooth. Probably Lamia and medium this and call that one a day. This one. Oh, some wrinkles there. Now, who else is hobbying right now? Tell me what's on your hobby disc. Just checking some stuff real quick. Wait, what? Oh, right. There we go. Anyway. Alright, very good. So, we are at, right, the chainsword arm has some Microsol doing its thing. This is probably good for Lamia medium. I'll go ahead and drop that on there. I think I did some, but I think I need some more. This isn't uncommon. Kind of mat it down a little bit. Way too shiny before. How's everyone doing? Also making good progress, I hope. I feel like I'm making great progress today, actually. Time to start on the highlights for the backpack. Need some fresh Corex white, which means I need a stronger brush to dig it out because this pot has gone gammy. I think I need some straight up thinner to fix this. And I'm wondering all the actions on the palette angel right now. Just what I call my palette cam. Alrighty, get into it. So we're using Corax White as a like a broad highlight, or you know, not an edge highlight, but a highlight. I need manual focus here. At about 0.30. There we go. OBS is having a hard time of it, apparently. Alright, that's the base highlights done. After the edge highlights. That's gonna be a white scar. I rubbed off some metal on the... Where are these? I'm assuming vents in the bottom. I have to go back and fix that, I guess. Oh well. Almost at the point of cleanup anyway. This piece. Yeah, pretty good. Pardon me. Oh, hey Nux. Thanks for the follow. Love for the white scars, my first ever armor. Awesome. Also nice to see that my alerts are finally working again. Yeah, working on a huge commission of these guys for really high detail. I am cleaning up a backpack for an assault intercessor. The rest of it's right here. Buddy. And then I got the arms, the shoulder, well, the transfers are in progress. Thank you, and welcome to the stream. You say first ever army. What are the other ones? What you got? Scars over the Tyranids, and now on Chaos for the past 3 years. Ah, so you sampled everything then. Done Loyalists, done the Xenos, done the Heretics. What in Chaos? All fast attack melee oriented. What's the Chaos then? You like Slaneshi, or are you doing like Night Lord, like Warp Town nonsense? Red Corsairs. Dude, a Red Corsairs player. You might be the first Red Corsairs player I've ever run into. Ornate, yeah. Yeah, you are like a rare Pokemon, my man. That's cool. I got you on the fast melee oriented kind of deal. As I kind of skirt close to that, my army is Raven Guard. So, at least initially, I'm very fast and hit hard in melee. Or at least that was the plan until the CP changes. Now I'm kind of figuring out what the new niche is because we're struggling in general. Yeah, right? I don't know why. They have really cool lore. I mean, you have the entirety of the Badab War as your background story. You've never played against them? Well, depending on what edition, you might be very pleased or very disappointed. Or in a lot of pain. If it was like late 8th edition, absolutely annihilate you. Probably turn 1. Up to the CP changes, a good fight. And right now, you would completely annihilate me. Yeah, hold on, I'll grab, let's see. Finished this Vanguard vet, a couple days ago, last week, end of last week. Oh, yeah, it's Thursday, so I guess that wasn't a couple days ago anymore, but, you know. Gutted was changed. Well, let me go into that story. So, I played Core Raven Guard. Oh, thank you. Oh, also this thing, which I was working on for like months off and on. Land Speeder. And it is a Land Speeder because every option for a Land Speeder is fully magnetized, painted, and ready to go. So anything on a Land Speed chassis except for the Land Speeder Storm, which is the carry capacity one, I got ready to go. So what happened with Raven Guard was, Core Raven Guard was always considered the underdog as far as Raven Guard players go. Like for most of 9th, like everyone looked at successors, because successors could do, yeah, right. Probably the biggest headache on that thing was actually the chains, because those are real chains. So just really finagly to deal with. I'm also gonna call this backpack done. This backpack is finished. Time for the head. But I picked up Core Raven Guard due to lore reasons. I was a lore only guy for like 5 years, and then I got in at the beginning of 8th edition. So what I found with Raven Guard, the best army I've ever put together for 2k points was based around a Vanguard Vet Bomb led by Shrike and a Jump Chaplain. And there was like a 14-step combo I could do. It cost me like 7 command points, turn 1, and I would annihilate like literally 3 to 5 units of almost anything in there. Like I have wiped out entire like flanks of a battlefield with it, but it's very hit or miss. It, you know, depending on how, if my opponent gets turn 1, you know, gets go first and does the right things, it could completely screw me. But it would hit really, really hard regardless. Because it's 10 Vanguard Vets, Shields, and Lightning Claws. Strike has all the stuff he can do, like give reroll charges. He has 2 different methods of dealing out mortal wounds. The Jump Chaplain would have Master the Trifold Path and Master Sanctity. So you'd have Wise Orator to definitely get the litanies off, you know, 2 up, just about definitely get them off. Swift and Deadly, which is a Raven Guard Warlord trait that gives an aura of advance and charge. So I would use the Infiltrate stratagem, which is 1 CP per unit pre-game, to do a pre-game normal move on any 1 unit. And because it's out of phase, you can do it as many times as you want. So use it 3 times to pre-move Strike, the Chaplain, and Vanguard Vets. Which would all be 12 to 14 inches each, because they all have jump packs. Then, I do my movement. Sometimes, just movement would bring me at 1 inch away, in which case I would then be able to do some extra damage. Strike would choose Pistol, which has the snipe ability, by the way, and can do mortal wounds on a 6-up to wound. It's 2 shots, hitting on 2, strength 4, neg 2, 2 damage. Yeah, right. I have not even brought out the, like, killer stuff. Oh yeah, in command phase, I would use Adaptive Strategy, which is a command point, which I would then put on the Vanguard Vets, so they're in all 3 phases. Or all 3, not phases, all 3 doctrines. Which is, basically they have an extra BIP of AP on all of their weapons, at that point. So then, so if I'm at 1 inch, I could then throw a crack grenade from the Vanguard Vets. I give my Chaplain a Combi Melta, so he's shooting a Melta shot off, which hasn't done a whole lot, but always has the chance of just potentially nuking something immediately, because that's up to 8 damage in a single shot. Right, so then do the litanies. The litanies are Mantra of Strength and Exhortation of Rage. Exhortation of Rage, I pick a nearby allied unit, and they get +1 to wound until the next phase, or not the next phase, until the Chaplain's next turn. I use Strike's Chapter Master ability to give the Vanguard Vets full rerolls to hit. Oh yeah, the Mantra of Strength is just a big self buff on the Chaplain, which has the Relic Benediction of Fury, which makes him, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of like moving parts in this thing. Like I said, it's like a 14-step combo. I've already done it out of, like, I'm explaining it out of order, like, really terribly right now. I don't remember all the stats, but the main parts for the Benediction of Fury is that effectively with Mantra of Strength on, he does, like, Strength 7, neg 2, damage 4, and on a 6-up to, on a, unmodified 6 to wound, does a mortal wound. So the Chaplain can do up to 5 damage per smack, and he's smacking like 6 or 7 times on the charge. no, it's not that many. Hold on, it's like 4 or 5. That's a bit more realistic. Yeah, I think it's like 4 or 5. 4 or 5 hits, 4 damage, potentially 5 with the mortal wound. Yeah, no, it's Shrike is the one that can hit 7 times, and he does 2 damage per hit, so that's still something. You're right. Like the Chaplains, what I throw the Chaplain at either like small vehicles or like really big infantry, like Chaos Spawn, because they're 4 wounds apiece, or like Obliterators, stuff like that. Because he can just one-shot them. Strike is hitting on 2s, Lightning Claw. Oh yeah, and the Chaplain gets I'm pretty sure. Oh no, he's characters. No, he does not get reroll ones to hit from Shrek, but still. Um, Shrike does strength 4, neg 3 damage too. I don't remember the stats on Lightning Claws. Give me 1 second. I have my book right over here. If you can't tell, I haven't played in a little bit. It's been like a month and a half since I played. Yeah, strength 4, neg 3, 2 damage, and because Lightning Claws, reroll all wounds, all wound rolls. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know. I mean, I think overall, I think you're doing just fine. I've heard what the new Chaos Codes can do. Oh yeah. But wait, there's more. I'm still not done on this giant combo. This is, we still got more to go. So on the charge, I'm doing damage because Shrike has the ability that when he finishes a charge, you roll a die, and on a 4-up, you do a mortal wound. There's a stratagem called, nope, I forgot the name of the stratagem. Hammer from above? Nope, that's not right. Something like that. I don't know. Point is, you select a unit, and when they charge, well, so you select the Vanguard veterans. 10 of them. And when you finish a charge, you roll a die for every one of your models in that unit, and for every dice result that is higher than the toughness characteristic, I want to say, yeah, the toughness characteristic of the models you're charging into, you do a mortal wound. So let's say I charge them into like a bunch of Chaos Legionnaires. For every actually, I want to see if it's the same as or higher. That is actually an important distinction. Where are my stratagems? Hammer of Wrath, that's the name of it. When Demptus Astari's jump pack unit from your army finishes a charge move, select one enemy unit within engagement range and roll 1d6. For each model in that jump pack unit that is within engagement range of that enemy unit. For each dice result that equals or exceeds the enemy's unit's toughness characteristic, it suffers 1 mortal wound. So, 10 dice, let's say into a bunch of Chaos Legionnaires. For every 4 up, I do a mortal wound. So there's a bunch of mortal wounds. Between Shrike with his pistol and his charge and the Hammer of Wrath, I have, against Space Wolves, taken down a Primaris Bike Chaplain that had a relic that negated all rerolls. I took him out completely just with mortal wounds with a charge. So he didn't even get to use that relic. It was pretty sad. Like I did just enough mortal wounds. I did 7 mortal wounds between all that. Man, that guy was salty. Then I went ahead and completely overkilled 3 Outriders and an ATV between Melt-A-Bomb, which I can forego a Vanguard veteran's attacks and do a single hit roll, which gets all of your benefits, so full reroll to hit from Shrike. And if it hits, I do... And it's only on vehicles and monsters, I want to say. Where is it? Melt-A-Bomb. Enemy vehicle unit with that attack, but if it hits scored, the unit suffers 2d3 mortal wounds for a single Vanguard vet, so a single Vanguard vet does not attack. When the Vanguard vets attack, because of all of the modifiers I put on them, they are now hitting with full rerolls to hit. If they're attacking a character, because Raven Guard, and they're now considered in the tactical doctrine, they get +1 to hit, +1 to wound. They already have a +1 to wounds, which those do not stack, by the way, but nice anyway. +1 to wound in general. Full rerolls to wound because they're using lightning claws. And their lightning claws are at... What are standard lightning claws normally? You'd think I'd remember, because I use them all the time, but I don't play all the time, is the problem. Lightning Claw, -2, so -3. They're all at -3. And that's not... That's just that part of the army. That's 3 units of my army. That's not even the entire strategy of my old lists. I can't even use all of those stratagems in the same turn anymore. I literally don't start with enough. It would take me like 7 command points to do all of that. The other parts of my army was I had two 5-man infiltrators, which I would pre-deploy on objectives, so they're already sitting on objectives. And I'd have 2 5-mans of intercessors, which would handle the backfield and midfield, and you know, they would do intercessor things. No, I'm in the US. I'm in New England. The infiltrators would have infiltrator comms arrays, which has this amazing thing where infiltrator comms array means that when an allied Phobos character with either Rights of War or tactical precision, so either a Phobos captain or Phobos lieutenant, is on the field, regardless of range, the infiltrators get their aura benefit. Shrike, because he's a chapter master, has the captain Rights of War and has the Phobos keyword, so Shrike actually gives them their reroll 1s to hit. Even when he's in the middle of the Vanguard Vet Bomb, which is absurd. So add that on. Then there was like my heavy weapons detachment, or what I would call it. It's actually same. It's all 1 battalion detachment. Just to help me keep track. I would have a Primaris Tech Marine babysitting a Relic Contemptor with the Twin Volkite and the Missile Pod, right? And then a Relic Sicaran Venator. So the Sicaran, that's the tank destroyer variant. So that has a cannon that is 3 shots, strength 12, neg 3 or neg 4, something like that, and then does d6 damage, but if you did not move, it's just flat 6 damage. Oh, I have a Leviathan too. I love my Leviathan. I don't play him anymore because Leviathans are very unpredictable now, but I love my Leviathan. I need to fix him. I did his paint job a very long time ago, and I was not sealing in models back then. So he's really gotten some realistic chip damage going on. But yeah, he's right up here. Pardon his corners. Also very dusty, dear God. He's like actually dusty. Also, his weapons are all... Oh yeah, let me put an autofocus there. All the weapons are magnetized. I also have the storm bolter things. But not all the weapons. I never magnetized the missile pods because I didn't see the point. I always figured I would take them. The Tempter, which is one of my more recent pieces. So he's all tribalized because it's my big thing with Raven Guard. Also fully magnetized. Yeah. Blending of the transfers. Oh, you mean using like the words and stuff on it? Yeah, I liked that facet. So you'd have the Sicaran, which is handling long-range suppression of like infantry, especially elite infantry. The Sicaran that's trying to pop tanks and other armor. And then my Distraction Carnifex. Distraction Carnifex, which also can do a load of damage, is my lovely, probably one of my new favorite models to play with, a Storm Raven gunship. Which, oh, he fell off his thing. That's fine. This thing's actually super magnetized too. I'm trying to deal with the... put that back in auto, pull this out. This guy... This is actually a loadout I bring him in with. Hurricane bolters, heavy plasma cannons. All of this is... everything is... This is actually magnetized to actually come apart for transportation. Twin multi-melta. So this guy can actually take on anti-tank or anti-vehicle, or anti-elite because they're 3 damage a pop. Anti-elite because these are if you supercharge or 3 damage a pop. And anti-infantry. A few points worth mind. What do you mean? I'm unsure of your statement. Let me fix the focus to return to painting. Oh, it's a fair number of points. It actually went down in points with the new point changes, which is why it's still in my list. Now it's down to just over 300. But here's the thing. It can do a lot of damage. It can soak up a decent amount of firepower. And it's soaking up firepower in the early game because it's flying at the enemy and being very, Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. Also, I just realized you said you're from the UK. No, I'm from the UK. Yes, I'm from the US. It's like hovering around 300 points now. Where am I on this guy? Oh yeah. It's soaking up a bunch of fire, which has a -1 a hit because of supersonic. It's putting down a bunch of fire. And while a lot of fire is almost invariably thrown at it because it's the biggest model and it's like suddenly the closest and has a lot of really big guns. It takes a long time to go through the shooting phase with it. You know, it feels very dangerous. It's soaking up fire that's not going towards the Contemptor, not going towards the Sicarian, not going towards the Vanguard Vets, which are all doing a ton of damage, and it's also definitely not going towards the infantry, like the troops, which are actually getting the victory points. Because I'm getting primaries with the troops, and I would almost always get engaged in all fronts, some kind of killing secondary, for, usually like tanks or something like that, killing vehicles. So I have a lot of anti-armor. Oh, and there'd also be 3 Eradicators that I'd have in Strike from the Shadows that would always come in on turn 2 right in the middle of the battlefield and just melt us something, like immediately. Just for extra, or if I didn't have engaged in all fronts yet, I would throw them in like whatever corner I needed stuff in. Oh, well, that definitely helps, but I mean, you gotta get through. One of my tactics with the Vanguard Vet Bomb is I would actually, if there wasn't some obvious massive threat I knew I would have to deal with that my vehicles would have a hard time with, I would throw my Vanguard Vets at like a huge group of troops and just wipe out my enemy's OBSEC. I've done that against Space Wolves, because, like, my primary opponent of the last, like, 6 months has been Space Wolves. I've done that to him, like, a bunch. It's like, oh, yeah, all your, whatever your equivalent of tactical Marines. Yeah, they're gone. I'm sorry, did you wanna capture and hold objectives? I disagree. But that whole list is now a thing of the past unless they rescind the CP changes, which, I mean... Here's the insult to injury. I was looking through my codex earlier, And I was looking at the picture of, like, in the middle of the Space Marine Codex that has, like, a huge painted Raven Guard army. And when they released the CP changes, they said specifically, oh, this is to make alpha strikes, like, harder or, like, less viable. This is what the Raven Guard, like, little snippet above their picture says. Masters of Stealth, Infiltration, and Hit and Run attack when the Raven Guard strike is to inflict maximum damage in the shortest time possible. Bringing their assets towards the enemy at high speed with unstoppable fury. Man, it almost sounds like an Alpha Strike. Too bad that they specifically targeted Alpha Strikes with, you know, my army was already struggling against a lot of opponents. It's that damn Jaws of the World Psychic Shenanigans still thing. I don't know, because my opponent never really used Jaws of the World. He didn't really use Psychic in general. But, yeah, Space Marines as a whole were already struggling. And then Raven Guard just got sent to, like, the bottom of the list to hang out with the Imperial Fists because they decided to nuke Alpha Strike with the CP changes. Thanks, GW. It's great. So I had to pull out my Relic Contemptor out of my list, the Relic Sikaran out of my list, because that was 2 CP right there. I swapped them in for the Land Speeder Typhoon, and a brick of 10 Hellblasters, and an Apothecary. And I haven't tried it again yet, but, like, I can't do half the crap I used to do with the Vanguard vets, so I don't even know if they're still, like, at nearly as good. I might be playing Necrons in the next couple weeks. See how that goes. They've gotten a lot better, so who knows. I am appreciative that in the points changes, all the Space Marine changes were buffs. Like, they were, like, anything that got touched, they got a points drop. Including my Stormraven. Here's a question for your Red Corsairs. Do you use demons and do you have a Master of Possession? Because that's all I keep hearing about. It's like, if you're going to do Chaos Space Marines, you gotta have a Master of Possession and do a bunch of demon shenanigans. Well, it's still viable. I bring nothing but buttload of Cornet Fleshhounds, man, and it works beautifully. Man, I would, my list would actually be slightly concerned about that. Does he? I mean, I know if, like, I knew I was going up against a Master of Possession, I would be knocking him out pretty quick, as it's, like, Raven Guard is still really good at doing that. I might start bringing my Luminaires again now that they got a massive points drop. Or not, well, they didn't get points drop. Their last Fusils became free, and they were already cheap before, so everyone's saying they're now great anti-armor, but I still think Eradicators are better. I don't know. But yeah, what is that list? It's hilarious is what it is. I have a local World Eaters player, but he usually plays his Dark Angels instead, but I can only imagine how excited he must be. How would I deal with that much melee? Especially now that they have 2 wounds. I guess it's good that I pulled up my Hellblasters. 30 shots. If I overcharge them, and I have an Apothecary nearby, and I could also just have Strike nearby. 30 shots, Strength 7, Neg 4, 2 damage. I think that would do some damage. Ron used to be able to use Psychic Powers whenever, but now he can only do 1 skim, which sucks. Yeah, that's not great. I think for that less, I would find some way of sticking my Contemptor back in, because the Volkites are 2 damage with mortal wounds. Yeah, I'd probably take out the Land Speeder and the Eradicators, put it back in the Contemptor, and just plasma the crap out of you. That would probably be my response to that. And I'd be plasmaing you from multiple directions. Also, if you're all melee, do you really have anything that could take down a large flyer? I don't think you do. On the offhand, Lord Discord and slash Mallerfield bomb and hounds and bikers advance in charge, and maybe wartime shakes a lot of people. Well, it would shake them, but I do like the same thing, so I'd be like, aha! You know, be looking at you across the table like, brother! I get taken out with a flyer. Well, here's the thing. The flyer won't give me any points except killing you. So, I mean, like, if I can get a secondary that's, like, deals with killing people, great. Man, now I want to play. I already told someone I'd do some computer work, some website work for them Saturday, so I don't have a day I can play until next week. Oh well. Actually, I could probably do that work at night and on Sunday. Havoc's in the Rhino on occasion, but I haven't used it to much effect at the moment. That's kind of what it is with Devastators. Like, I don't have any, but, you know, I keep in touch with all main Space Marine tactics. Devastators and Drop Pod is, like, the only way to really make Devastators worthwhile right now. You just give them a bunch of multi-meltas. They're kind of costly, but it used to be grav cannons, which I thought was kind of cooler, but vehicles started making kind of a comeback. Or heroes with 1,000,000 wounds. Magnetize a Mauler to a Trilaz Forge Fiend. Oh. Well, that'll do something. Is there any way on Earth this yellow is still, like, usable? Yeah, just in general right now as a Space Marine, like as a loyalist Space Marine player, I feel like I'm starting every game on the back foot now that I don't have my trap card. Like I even had to pull just about all of the extras on my chaplain. Like, now granted, the, Swift and Deadly was more a backup, just in case. You love the lore, which part got you into it? Got into, like, Warhammer, or got me into Raven Guard, specifically? I ask because, like... Oh, Raven Guard. Sure. So... I have a tendency of... Or tendency and enjoyment of, you know, I have, you know, it's kind of like a hobby within a hobby of figuring out if things are realistic or not, or how things could, like, realistically function. I have, like, a really strong pragmatic side. The Raven Guard of, like, the original Legions, alongside, like, Ultramarines, were the reasonable Marines. And it's, like, even more so than Ultramarines, I think, because, like, you have a Space Marine. A walking, literal tank. Now make it stealthy. Just complete game changer on that. Like, holy crap. How are you even going to deal with a walking tank that you didn't even know was coming? Then, on top of that, I've always been anti-authoritarian, like politically speaking. I'm kind of a libertarian right now. And the whole, we're the defenders of the people and hunters of tyrants. And I'm like, yes! Oh, yeah, right? How do I explain? Yeah, no, seriously. So, he pulls them limb from limb and then turns them inside out. Well, that's probably not appropriate for a 5-year-old. So they shoot explosive rounds, so when the round enters their body, they then explode, splattering everything nearby with gore. Yeah, totally. But yeah, like the Hunters of Tyrants thing, also, like, I'm a big Edgar Allan Poe fan. That definitely didn't hurt. Also, at the time I got into reading the lore was as I was coming out of high school. And through high school, I was a really active gamer. I actually played Battlefield competitively for several years. I nearly went professional in like in esports. And my big tactics at the time were effectively like that of a shock trooper. I was fast moving and I hit really hard and aggressive. So the whole like setting up carefully, planning stuff out, sneaking into position, and then hitting super hard, super fast, jump packs, melee weapons, short range weaponry, you know, thunder and fire, shock and awe. Very appealing in that regard as well. Which is why the primary part of my Raven Guard army is 3rd Company. Because they're the masters of ambush. Yeah, right? Warp drives. Yeah, or anything to do with demons, for that matter. How do you even begin? So yeah, just it was just like one thing after another, that after like reading the lore for like years, which by the way was mostly the Warhammer Wiki, because I could get the app on my phone and I could just read it during breaks at work. So, I've read most of that wiki. Like the main 40k fandom wiki, I've read like almost that entire thing. So after reading all of like, especially the legions, and then even like the modern day stuff and a lot of the successor chapters, it was like, yeah, if I ever got into the game, it would I would choose Raven Guard. Like, not much of a question on that. And then I thought I couldn't play the game because I couldn't afford like the models and stuff, which is kind of funny how that story worked out. Eventually a friend for a birthday gave me the 6th edition Dark Vengeance box, which has Dark Angels and Crimson Slaughter. Which he was like, oh, I'm sure you can turn Dark Angels into Raven Guard, and I'm like, bloody Black Templar. There were 13 Adeptus Mechanicus priests who used to worship lube and oil and called the lubricate. Obviously, they got put to the flame, but still, and I'm sure they went up very easily, all things considered. just poofed right up. That's pretty funny. Alright, so the amusing thing about, like, me thinking, oh, I wouldn't be able to afford playing it. When I actually started seriously collecting and painting and stuff, was after I left the normal workforce to be an entrepreneur, which I've been for, like, 6 years. I have consistently made less than I made at a lot of my normal jobs, and yet I've managed to accumulate a 200 model collection. Go figure. Most of it's just from, like, being really good at trading, getting stuff as gifts, even some painting for models. Most of my vehicles, actually, I got from paint for model gigs. Which I don't do anymore, really. Because I need the cash. But, yeah, that's what got me into Raven Guard, was just, like, every little, like, detail on them, of their lore individually had something that I could personally relate to on some level. Oh, and actually, also at the same time, I was just same time I was reading the lore, I was just getting into D&D, and all I used to play back then were rogues. So, like, the stealth thing, like, on that level as well, like, just added. Which is funny, because now I play very much not rogues. I play, like, all spellcasters. Like, right now I have a cleric and a necromancer wizard. And both of them are very much not stealthy at all. It sucks. I'm self-employed landscape gardener. My little brother and him used to work for Tesco. Now works Bitcoin mining in Gibraltar, and also commission payer for Sin Studios. Angie W. Wow, look at that guy go. To be fair, I don't know if I'd want to commission paint for GW specifically. GW kind of sucks as a company. But it's still, like, pretty epic that he can pull that stuff off. Like that level. Yeah, like I do this, web design, trying to get into real estate investment. That's not exactly easy. Takes a long time. Trying to expand this right now because I need like a increase in short-term income. I just started streaming this week actually. Not only tips and bits and picking up more commissions, but I actually over the winter was trying to make like nerd merchandise, like design nerd merchandise, and then a whole thing set up, but it was too expensive to keep an Amazon store going, and Etsy had screwed me over, so I wasn't going to use them. But now I'm thinking with this, I might just merge the two and start selling Warhammer and other geek-related merchandise through this as well. Yeah, streaming is fun, honestly. I really like it, or at least when I have chatty people on anyway. It feels weird doing it. Oh yeah, you also got screwed by Etsy? Alright, let me give you my Etsy story. So, it's the week of Christmas. It's the so Christmas was on like a Friday or a Saturday, and it was the Monday. It was that Monday. I just sold a mug. Used to print crust punk shirts. Oh, cool. I designed like some Warhammer, some D&D, and even like one Among Us, like shirts and mugs. Actually, I have one of my hobby mugs. Only 2 of these have ever existed. One person bought one, and I had to buy one to prove to Amazon that they actually exist. Warning, this is a coffee mug, not a brush rinse cup. Yeah, to help those people that tend to drink their paint water or dip their brush into their coffee. Yeah, right. This weekend I'm gonna try to set that up on my painting website. Set up a store on it. Shouldn't take me too long. It's just I haven't had the time and energy on a weekday this week yet to do it. But no, that'll be up and ready to go like pretty soon. And I do it through Printful. So I'm not limited by like buying a bunch of stock and then running out. Everything's made as it's ordered, so I will never be out of stock. You want something, like if it's on the store, it's always in stock. You just buy it. Oh no, that's terrible. Sorry to hear that, man. Glad you're doing better though. Oh, that's funny. They take a chunk, but I mean, I don't have the capital to buy a bunch initially for that cheaper bit, so I'd rather So it's either it's like an all or nothing thing because I don't have the startup capital. It's either I get less upfront, but I can do it at all, or I just don't do it. You know, because I literally cannot afford to buy like 100 of anything that may not even sell ever. Especially if then I buy it and then it gets shipped to me for some reason, because some of the companies do that. It's like, we will not store the stuff for you. And it's like, what? No, I want this like completely automated. I want to just design the thing and then make a product page for it and then done. That's the whole thing. Like, it's all about automation, really. Yeah. So I'm totally fine with selling anything at all for less money per product, because I'm still making money, and it still stacks. Like, it's stacking passive income. It's not pure passive income because I still have to market the stuff, but I am already doing this that will market the stuff anyway. Someone likes a design, they'd steal it. Yeah, well, whatever. People can steal. At this point, if someone wants to try hard enough, they'll steal anything they want that's on the internet. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Not try to make money? I mean, it's not like I can afford. It's not. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but you know, kind of just part of the game. I can't afford proper copyrights and stuff, so just kind of have to deal with it for now. It's just the reality of trying to make money when you don't have a lot of money to work with. Actually, yeah, I just realized if I'm doing that and that other website work. Nah, I'm not playing a game this weekend. I'm just doing web development. That's all I'm doing this weekend. That's fine now. It's all good. Some of the web development's paying for my phone. The other stuff setting up the shop that can make money for the stream more. It's all good. Yeah, life of an entrepreneur. I mean, you know how that goes. You never truly clocked out. Hello, bros. Insta feel a browse. Horse Heresy Imperial Fest are the ones he's done for GW. Do this. Let's look at here. Ooh, holy crap. It is nice and smooth. It is a little almost like too smooth. It's not, it is just my personal taste. I feel like there's not enough depth in the colors. But maybe that's just because it's yellow. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, what was I gonna say? I don't know. Lost my train of thought. Anyway. I mean, me too, man. If you can think of some way that I can improve on stuff, like, yeah, no, I feel like his highlights are too, here's what it is specifically. His shades are fine. I feel like his highlights are too, like, dull. Like, I feel like his highlights need more saturation. Because the whole, like, the edges all feel kind of flat. Mute? Yeah, yeah, no, I feel like yeah, like his edges are muted. Alright, right. And do the, narrow. Oh, the alerts are working. I wonder if my chatbot's working again, like my commands. Nope, my commands are still broken. Alright, hold on. Like if you look at... Oh, Instagram crashed entirely. If you look at these guys, I think you'll notice like all the edges. You know exactly where every edge is. Like I know it might be a little easier for black, but like that's not exclusively to that because I can then point to the white scars I've done, and even on and there. You can tell where all the edges are. Now there is a version of you can make the highlights way too sharp, but no, I think his are for yellow a little too muted. But of course, GW is not exactly banging down my door to hire me, so what do I know? Well, yeah, on those specific guys, what is that they're 2-layer highlights. So you have like the highlight, let's say on the Raven Guard, the highlight is Eshin Gray, and that goes along the side of the edge. And then I have an edge highlight, which is on the edge, which for those guys is Dawnstone. And it's the same thing for the white scars. They have Corax White, which is a highlight, along the edge, which actually for doing white, it actually, it's an off-white, so it actually is less white than the base coat white. And that does like an illusion when combined with the edge highlight, which is white scar, which is much sharper, brighter white. And it makes like this illusion of the edge looking a lot sharper than it actually is, which is kind of like what most like advanced painting is setting up optical illusions. Who's calling me? Georgia. Yeah, no, I'll let that go to voice. figure that out after the stream. Not only am I streaming, but my phone is the brush cam, so... Yeah, it's only on the opposite side of the, East Coast. The American East Coast for me. I keep going out of frame. I'm not doing a great job on his highlights, and part of that is that my, that highlights these shades, because the shade liquid is, like, being very weird. It needs to be, like, thinner. I think because it's partially dried, because it's very hot. Alright, one last step for the shade. Just camera that way a little bit. Still trying to zero in on the ideal angle to have the brush cam at. I'm gonna take Black Templar contrast. Put in all these nose lines going on here. Alright then, dude, I'm gonna have to get up early, so it'll be off. Nice to hang out. I'll be back again if I ever see you on. Yeah, man, this time of day, I currently intend to be on every weekday. So whatever this time is for you, this is like my normal schedule. So hope to see you around. Thanks for coming to hang out. Thanks for the chat. And hope you have good sleep. I made a right mess of all this. Oh well, that'll get fixed with the highlights. dipped my hand in red ink. Good stuff. This Corex way is always giving me a hard time. Pull out the thinner again. I don't need it to be thick, I need it to be pliant. I need it to just go on where I want. It doesn't need to go on very heavily, just at all. Would do the job. Oh, I am not at all in frame. Alright. That is the highlights. Now for the H highlights. Alright, I think it's just some minor cleanup and then the hair is done. One little bit I gotta finish. Oh. Try adjusting my cam and email alert just happened to happen at the same time. Alright. I'm gonna assemble this guy. Chainsword arm. I remember how this in exactly. I do think it needs to be drilled down a fair bit more, kind of like before. I guess I had not drilled them out enough, which is weird because like the one before this, I didn't have a problem with. Like the sergeant, no issue. I shouldn't have a problem now. Let's say like that. It's appropriate. More glue on my finger than the model just now. That worked. Alright. Good arm. This will probably need more of a drilling too, if I had to guess. Yes. Pardon that for the mic. I'm gonna go with brush and brush the excess crap out entirely. Right. Backpack. This one shouldn't have a problem. No, no problem at all. It's right in. Oh, I didn't see the glue coming out. So it's a ton of it. Just a ton of it. Don't worry about it. Cool deal. Alright, let's get him on the base. Most our stuff can get out of the way for the moment. Get him on the base and call this one done. Oh, I'm gonna need to file that a little bit. Flatten the bottom of his foot, all the glue. Also, always very, a little nerve-wracking considering it's fully painted and I'm just gonna file away at it. Alright, so give this more. Alright, so thinking I didn't angle this side of rock very well. Yeah, this kind of works. And now we sit. May take a minute. How's everyone else doing? Oh. Got enough stick to freestand. And that's a white scar, so intercessor. I have 6 more of these to go, and then I'm done with all intercessors. Alright, well that guy first continues to dry, and I'll do pictures of him later. Let's begin prep work on the next one. This palette cam is going to become kind of useless for the next while, but I'll Alright. See. So we still got this torso fully built. Should probably use this. See if I can't just... Can't just pop a few of these on. It's like this. New. Not like this. Not like this. Oh, kind of goes on. Just. Oh, I guess actually. Well, actually, maybe that's supposed to go like that. Got another sword arm in here. Yeah, I got this one. Oh, fun. There we go. What kind of head is this? Oh, that's a helmet you put on the belt. Well, I almost made one entirely out of the stuff that was already clipped and trimmed. But I guess I gotta pull the rest off the sprue. I just need a backpack and a head. This guy's just like a standard dude. I'm just gonna pull just a standard helmet off there. Nice. And I have base. Ugh. Now the peg hole doesn't really matter in case you're wondering, because I'm not using any of the peg holes. All the bases are kind of just custom, not like custom, but like scrap built using this kind of scheme. It's like volcanic black rock coming out of a gray landscape. So let's you know what, actually for maximum drying time I should probably handle the said volcanic rock first and then get to everything else. So let's first welcome back, Alfarius. How you doing, man? Still in the turtles, huh? Dude, we need a turtle-based Space Marine chapter. I kind of like the salamanders, but less fire, more scales, and shells. Whatever that means. Always turtles, yes. Oh right, all my pre-chap sprue bits are over there, so I'm gonna just pull some off this. Let's see. Apothecary. Kind of space turtles. Yeah? Hey, you think I'm joking? So probably put them in like over here. Got his gun down there, his sword up here. Is actually probably running in this direction, about to chop downward. So we put him right towards the middle, one big rock on the left. What we got? Here's what I'm gonna do. In here. Here. There we go. Use that to make a rock. Made space turtles would be massive, slow but steady, heavy hitting, and rock solid attacks. So, yeah, it's like a mix of salamanders and Pure Fist. Dude, make them like Blastoise. Yeah, make Space Marines with shells and then giant cannons coming out of the shells. Like Eradicators, but they're just like Gravis dudes with this, these giant, like, melta cannons coming out of them. Or something like that. It sounds like a really cool conversion, like, setup. Alright, let's, where is this being a little weird, or... No, I'm just gonna follow. To be honest, the armor is the best shells. Just gonna file all this down a little bit, so it's a little flatter, and I have more to glue to. A turtle powering round shields and backpacks. Yeah, dude, let's go. Let's do this. I like it. Make it happen. You could probably look for like round shields meant for like third-party round shields meant for Minotaur inspired stuff. You know, like the Greek hoplite shields. And then if they have designs on them, you just file them down and paint a turtle shell design over them. Be a really good freehand exercise. Holy crap, we are getting rated mediocre hobbies. Thank you kindly, sir. I don't know if you're all in here yet. Oh, now viewers are popping up. You guys are all in time for some green stuff shenanigans. Thank you so much for the raid and the follow, mediocre hobbies. How you doing? Doing good, nice. We just finished this White Scars Assault Intercessor and prepping the next one. I'm currently making a rock. Like the hard way because I'm dumb. How was your stream though? I'm assuming you're towards the end of it. Ring the White Scars, Primarch mount at the moment, so in a White Scars mood. Yo, let's go. Yo, you want some White Scars? I guess right, White Scars. Got so Intercessor Sergeant. Actually, give me a minute. I got a whole bunch of these over here on a shelf. I don't know why I have them so far away from me when that's why people keep coming in here. Did I just get rated twice in 3 minutes? Holy crap, guys! Is this when everyone in the UK like finishes their streams? Holy crap! Yo, Balefire Forge, thank you very much. Oh, we met our follower goal too. 20 out of 20. Dude, awesome. Give me like 30 seconds, guys. I was just about to move a whole bunch of White Scars over here for a little bit of show and tell. I'll be right back. Just saying you're in a White Scar mood. I'll give you a whole... give you half a company. No, it's not half a company. I got, what, 10 here? I don't know. Yeah, I've been working on White Scar's commission for a while, if you couldn't tell. Welcome all the new people. Dear God. Baleforge. And Mediocre Hobbies. You guys making my day. Seriously, 2 raids in like 3 minutes. What are these odds? Holy crap. Wow. I don't know what to say, guys. Alright, well, welcome everyone to the White Scars painting stream, I guess. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I'm like, the odds of that happening completely unrelated. Yeah, I've had a pretty good stream. Like I was just saying, just finished this guy about, you know, like 7 minutes ago. Got a half hour left on this segment, then I'll be back up in 2 hours from now. Don't know what I didn't even have a chance to find out how Mediocre Hobby stream went. But yeah, now I've got too many White Scars here. I need to move them out of the way so I can actually do stuff now. Probably my favorite piece I've done for these guys so far. This Apothecary was a ton of fun to do. Oh yeah, the gun came out, like, so good. I was really impressed with myself. The trick was, this game color Verd Escorpina. Yeah, I don't know. Fluorescent green. Gaming fluorescent green. This stuff comes out amazing and glowy. You put it over some white. Brilliant. What white paint use on these? Okay. Great question. The answer is like 6 different paints is how you make this work. 6? 1, 2. Well, let's just go through them. Okay. Looks like it needs more heresy. No. I do. My personal Raven Guard is a little bit in between. I've been in the midst of. I will get to the white armor. I've been in the midst of tribalizing my. Yeah, he's an Apothecary. He just ripped out his gene seed. Because his buddy's dead. Like, very dead. Like, very, very dead. Anyway. So I've been tribalizing my Raven Guard in my personal army. This is a land speeder I just finished. I call these guys the headhunters, and they bring their resume with them everywhere they go. And this is also fully magnetized. This can be every kind of land speeder. Anyway, so white armor, which give it enough time on the stream, you'll see this entire process take place. I airbrush prime, style res, white primer, then airbrush base coat everything with Army Painter matte white. Then tricky bit starts. I do a broad shade. It's like highlighting as opposed to edge highlighting, but with shaders. A broad shade with contrast Apothecary white. And if I grab, say, first one where you can really see it. I mean, I guess like a lot of these guys anyway. I don't know. If you look close, let's say at the helmet, you see there's like 2 colors of gray shading that curve right there. The Apothecary white's your broad, and then the narrow one, which is done across everything, so it's like a semi-black lining, is a mixture, which I made a ton of and put in a bottle, so I just had easy access, and I popped this on the palette. It's 2 parts Apothecary white, 1 part Black Templar, 1 part Lamian medium. And it makes this very easy to control, very smooth, like deeper shader you put like right in the recesses. Then I do a highlight of Borax white, which is an off-white, and it darkens right up alongside the edge, and then I edge highlight with White Scar. And the whole thing makes this constant gradient that's lightly shading and sharply highlighting all the white. Oh, and all the trenches I go in with Black Templar. That's how I blackline the trenches. Yo, thanks, Balefire. Totally, absolutely. You got stuff to do, go do it. And thanks for the lurk. Thanks, man. So far, the client has been super happy on these, even though it's taken me absolutely forever, because it's taken me a very long time to do these. But no, these are coming out great. Thank you. All right, now I got movies all somewhere, so I can so I can go back to making the rock. Slide them all up on the shelf up here. Oh, and also bikers. There'll be 3 more bikers happening. Course is done, or not bikers, outriders. As well as some Blade Guard vets, Blade Guard Ancient, Primaris on bike. I got some more Assault Intercessors, and then finishing with the Piece de Resistance, Kasara Khan himself. Or just a huge, fast attack, or, you know, fast attack / melee, White Scar Strike Force. don't know if it's exactly a straight force. I don't remember what the points value of this is exactly. This whole set put together. But it's very, run into your face and punch you. Alright. So, have my base. This is going to be a spine of a volcanic rock. I was just rolling together some green stuff when all you decide to pop in and give me a great last, like, 45 minutes of my stream. Also, I set that goal of 20 followers yesterday. You guys just smashed right past that. Thank you. Guess I'm gonna have to set up a new goal for 50, which I need anyway for... Yeah. Oh, thanks, Tracker. Alright, I need a little bit of water on my fingers. Honestly, this method of making rocks, I think anyone can really do because it's really simple and kind of clunky and not sophisticated at all. I just wrap around the spine and then take this modeling tool and I just like draw ridges in it until it looks like a rock. That's basically it. Yeah, sure. Make that edge a little sharper. Then start putting, like, your erosion lines in it, which... I got a whole pack of these modeling tools at a craft store. These have been amazing. A little water on the head of it, and then the bottom I usually... Might need slightly more green stuff to stretch out really. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Might be good. So what's everyone else hobbying with? I know we still have a fair number of you in here. Someone's got to be making something. Give me the good deets. For reference, I usually kind of do horizontal lines towards the bottom and vertical lines towards the top. Or like, you know, for the top, like 3/4 of it. Just make a few passes of this, and after a while, unless there's some natural curvature like towards this, and I'll go with it. After a little while, it'll start to look like a rock. Quite new to hobbying, going to attempt to do some Space Marines as Imperial Fists. I wish you the best of luck for, I mean, not just being nice, but also multiple reasons. Yellow's in, like, jockeying for the second hardest main color to paint. It's, like, toe-and-toe with black. White being the hardest. Also, they're having a pretty rough time of it in gameplay, but I generally always tell people go for rule of cool, what they think looks fun. But also you should know where stuff stands initially, so you don't you're not surprised. Like, I remember when I started Raven Guard, it was right at the beginning of 8th. Dear God, they sucked. But I collect Raven Guard because of lore reasons. And there we go. It kind of looks like a rock. This top's a little fat for my liking, but... So I'll just play around with this a little bit until it's starting to get sticky. So I got some Imperial Fists. Are you going to attempt them now, or are you planning to attempt them? Like, do you have a timeline here? Like, have you bought anything yet? Yeah, watch mediocre hobbies videos on Imperial Fist and use the new Imperial Fist yellow contrast. It seems really user-friendly. Oh, well, in that case, awesome. I'm glad the yellow works. I have my reservations on a lot of the other colors that I use for my guys. That's why I use them as mostly like effect paints. But I have heard that some of them are actually actually useful. So yeah, if yellow's working out, totally go for it. Make it happen. Alright. I think that looks fairly good. It's a rock. Now we can let that dry while we're prepping the other pieces. Also, if anyone's wondering, I had someone ask me how to freehand a Ultramarine logo earlier in the stream, so I painted that on my little workboard. I might add to that, actually. That was actually pretty fun. I might add some other logos to that over time. Alright, let's get... Where's my X-Acto knife? X-Acto knife. File. That should be all I need for the moment. Purchased Domus's box from Facebook Marketplace, so I've got a few to do. No rush for me, just gonna take my time. There you go. As someone that a single unit of my guys for me takes me an average of a month to 2 months. Well, some have taken like 4 months. Taking your time is the better option. In reality. Oh, this foot's actually kind of screwed up already, so I'm just gonna file this and maybe I'll put some texture paint along that if you can't really tell. Whoopsie! Yeah. Yep, now we're just on to the fun process of removing mold lines for next. Well, I would like it to not be the entire rest of the stream, but it might be. Well, probably. I'm ending in 15 minutes. I'm probably not going to pull out my airbrush stuff to prime this during this stream. Might do it during the next one, or I might paint some Raven Guard. I'm not sure yet. Definitely there's no other mold lines here, is there? Here's the only fun bit about the airbrushing stuff, though, is that I could do that on stream, and I'm sure some people that want to know more about how to use an airbrush. It's just a little hard because I wouldn't be really be talking for like any of it because it's really loud and it's just like like the entire time. Also, I'm wearing like this big like face mask thing, like an actual painter's mask. You know what, yeah, I'll try and just see what the response is. Maybe people like it. But that'll be for later tonight. It's 5:16 for me right now. I'll be ending at 5:30, then I'll be resuming at 7. So in another hour, 45 minutes, I'll be back up online. And I'll be online for 4 hours after that. I really despise how on backpacks they always put the nub on these round bend plates. It's like, why don't you do them coming out of the small ones down here where they're flat? I mean, we gotta go down there anyway to get rid of the mold lines on them. Alright, did those pieces. This one. We got one Imperial Fist player in here. What else we got? I had a rare breed in earlier. He was in here earlier before the raids. I actually had a red Corsair player. The first one I've ever met. In like the 4 years I've been actively hobbying, or 9 years that I've like known about 40k. An actual in the flesh red Corsair, well, not in the flesh, I mean, but you know, actually talking to them, a red Corsair player. Which seems really like disappointing now that I think about it, that it took so long to meet one, because the red Corsair have really cool lore. I mean, it's just the entire Badab War as their backstory. Like, they were the Astral Claws. They were one of the, like, really good chapters. So that was pretty nuts. We had a long chat about tactics. Like gameplay. Oh yeah, Chuck, are you eventually gonna get that Imperial Fist character with that giant fist? What was his name? Was that Torgaradon? Was it that guy? Here's what I don't get. And this shows like GW just not paying attention to the themes they keep putting out. I don't think we've even been shown what the Imperial Fist Chapter Master looks like. Like, we've seen the third company captain and first company I don't know why I keep saying champion. First company captain. To my knowledge, like Lysander and Torgaradon. You've not seen the Chapter Master. Then you have Marnius Calgar over there, dual-wielding fists. Like, why wasn't that guy the Imperial Fist dude? Or, you know, that kind of setup. Seems obvious. Yes, eventually it's only just started. I'm having to build up tools and paint. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that part takes some time. That's totally legit. As I look around me and see like 2 entire desks covered in supplies and shelf space. as well. Not even models, just supplies. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking of doing. I'll try out the airbrush on stream in my second stream later. And then when I'm done priming and base coating these guys, or this guy, I'm gonna switch over to painting some of my Raven Guard, because I was thinking earlier today, I was looking at the Storm Raven carry capacity, because I have a Storm Raven, and that's actually one of the things that's going to be painted for the Raven Guard relatively soon. And I realized I want to paint up a Tartaros Terminator squad, which I have, and a Chaplain and Terminator armor. I have two of, different kinds. Paint that up, so just for laughs, I can have fully painted Storm Raven come in and drop off 5 Terminators and Terminator Chaplain and a Contemptor. Maybe even eventually get some Contemptor melee arms and just make it like a whole melee, like a tough melee block. Or maybe keep it melee with the gun support from the Contemptor, who knows. Started that barrel to be drilled. Let's see, drill bits, little hand drill, Gotta find the one that's the right side. Yep, this one, perfect. Nice. Alright, so I'm gonna drill this barrel, and then as kind of a thing I want to keep doing. I did this yesterday because I got raided yesterday as well. It was my first time I got raided yesterday. So I decided, you know what? When I get raided, I'm gonna pay it forward, and every stream that I get raided in, I'm then gonna turn around and at the end of my stream raid someone else. Like guaranteed. I'll probably raid anyway if I have someone to raid. But definitely gonna raid somebody if I've been raided. Yeah, these really small drill bits from this pack suck. Not gonna lie. I have to like start every whole form with my X-Acto knife. Alright, this barrel's being a pain. It's 5:30. Let's find someone to raid, and then I will just continue drilling and then gluing these things to corks. Prep them for later. Who we got? Is there anyone I know that's currently on? Mohawk's on. Mohawk's fun. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. We'll just jump in. We'll just jump over to Mohawk's. And he's way bigger, but I don't have anyone straight up ready to go. I think. Oh, I suppose I could go look on main site. Let's see what we got. Warhammer. Who's streaming Warhammer? We got this above the tabletop. Never heard of them. About the same size. Got a decent setup looking going on. Looks like they might be painting some infiltrators. Let's go raid them. Alright. Let's roll. Thanks everyone for coming. And yeah, let me turn my music off here. I don't know. I'm still new to raiding, so I'm not even sure how that all translates. Did it work?
Platinum, but we were discussing platinum games, and Revengeance just came up. I'm currently working on the Templar Incursors and Infiltrators here. Suited Armstrong as nanomachines. Nanomachines, son. Dude, basically tabletop. Thank you so much for the follow as well, man. Welcome on into, again, above the tabletop. Just for doing the follow, you get some free emotes down over there in the corner. So feel free to just pop those out if you ever choose to. There are some behind a sub bar, sub option. However, free stuff for everybody.
Oh, I don't think our raid actually worked. I think something went poorly. Let me try again. Sorry for everyone. I think. Hold on. And oh, now. Nope, it's not.
Thank you so much for that, man. But hopefully you'll be able to pop into the chat and say what you were doing for your stream. Ah, there's another raid.
I think it was mine. First one went weird.
Tabletop again. Is something going on with Twitch? I think it was mine. First one went weird. Ah. Alright. I've had days like that. But welcome on in, basically, tabletop. How you doing? What were you working on today? As I slowly work here and there for some points. Just finished White Scar's Assault Intercessors. Ooh. Start setting up the next. Nice. Playing White Scars? I'm jealous. I'm playing Templar, as you can see, but I honestly really appreciate how the White Scars play, especially since their abilities are, yeah, you can assault and charge. I really want that. Got double rated today, so as my way, I always like to pay it forward. Well, thank you so much.
Well, thanks, Great TV, for the follow.
Follow myself. Assuming that you have been playing on the tabletop, of course. I've got a match against another streamer tomorrow over on his channel, Gray TTV, playing against his Space Wolves. standards would be to use a basic brush. I like to give a little bit more of that weathered sort of feel you get from doing a dry brush onto parts. Whereas I'm only really trying to pick up the high spots here. But sometimes it's a little tricky. But yeah, before you hopped in, we were discussing soundtracks to video games, as we were discussing platinum games, kind of being basically background music for working on stuff. I found a niche with Heavy Alpha Strike, VV Bomb, ooh, and the vehicle support, Contemptor, Veteran, Storm Raven. That goes very well. With this new CP change, completely destroyed the old list. Oh yeah, no. So many lists got destroyed. I was favoring a Vanguard specifically for doing a lot of heavy hitting with some Terminators and fast-moving assaults. Yeah. Still figuring out a new way to play. Struggling for a while. I feel you on that one. Another fun one, Cuphead. Oh, yeah, no, Cuphead is a lot of fun to listen to. Infuriating to play at times, but a lot of great times listening to it. But yeah, the Nephilim points change and just setup really effed over a lot of lists that I had written up. So yeah, I feel you on that one. Dark Souls in 1 and 3, original soundtracks. True. Here we go. Looking good. 2 left. Yeah, Gray TTV down there had basically beginning to end the whole of the Dark Souls series on his stream. What, a couple months back, Gray? I prefer Bloodborne to the gameplay, personally. The soundtrack to it is also a lot of really good. I'm always more of a frantic diving around player anyway, even when I was in Dark Souls. I was never the greatest at parrying, so I always tried to be mobile, which was hilarious considering I was using a great sword. I probably should have gone more for a dex build. Spent 140 hours in my first Elden Ring playthrough. Dang! I might have a Souls problem. I also have also played through all of the Dark Souls trilogy. Nice! One day when it gets a remastered, Damook, one day when it gets a remastered, it'll be for everybody. All exploration, I went through Veteran as a chosen build, then bullied most of the bosses. Yeah, the Game Pass is quite a nice thing, Damook. Oh man, Gray was pretty much just stuck playing nothing but that. It was funny to watch too. Also funny to go back when you were looking for stuff like, I forgot about this one hidden boss over here. Give me a second. The one I'm talking about is the one with the pumpkin on the head, and you just, what? 3-shot him? Like a heavily armored great shield pose build really doesn't give 90% of the bosses an opportunity to spectacular. What's everyone's opinion of Sekiro? Or Sekiro? Sekiro? You know which game I'm talking about. Great, I don't think you played that one. Or did you? I don't remember you playing that one. This goes well over my head. Well, most times when you're flying around on the battlefield, yes it is. I have. Wasn't 100% your vibe. Fair. That's fair. I enjoyed it. It was a unique set of gameplay. Definitely a combination of Bloodborne and Soulsborne.